Super exciting, Easy Penny Shopping has teamed up with Super Sunday Sweep. Miss Carrie can be contacted through Facebook or YouTube, and we've made a deal. Somebody wins free remodel locations. There's a drawing weekly, and please, if one of the winners are already a paid member for locations with Carrie, let me know because I will just go ahead and pay for the following month. Happy remodels! Rules and conditions apply. You must like this video. You must be subscribed to my channel. And please comment with the area or state that you remodel shop in. Unfortunately, I do not own the copyrights to any music you may hear. Happy Friday! So, Easy Penny Shopping, and we are gathered here today to talk about penny food and beverages. Whoa, people seem to get pretty amped up about the penny food. I agree. It's my most favorite food. I mean, my most favorite penny. I do love food, and so, but penny food at Dollar General is not simple. That may come as a surprise, considering everything else within DG land is so simple and consistent, and yet this is not. That's sarcasm. For anybody new, please understand, as I meet people face to face, I'm always apologizing because I am a very, very sarcastic person. That's most of what I say, is sarcasm. So please don't take anything personal. Please don't take anything personal because I generalize a lot. I group, a lot. It's not anything about anybody personally. All right. I do not know I know some of your guys' stories, but still, I do not know any of you guys personally or ladies. So it's not my place to judge. When I throw stuff out there, it's just because, I'm trying to be the moral one in the picture and what's, supposed to be right and wrong. But in your situation, what I say is wrong. Maybe you don't have a choice. So again, please don't take anything that I say personally. All right. I'm just trying to talk to the masses. Okay, great. So, penny food / beverages. I'm just going to throw it together. All right. It was something that I struggled with. All right. And actually, not very long ago to this day, I guess you could say I struggle with it because, what was it, a couple months ago or maybe it was more than that, I found the corn nuts and they were in the regular nut section. They weren't in with the dollar snack foods. And so I said, oh, this is a new penny. When I think it was still a new penny because it was a new item in the dollar section, but it was a dollar snack. So all the dollar snacks will go, but it was a newer dollar snack. And those are remodel food pennies only in most cases. Okay, so I need to explain to everyone because I know this confused me a lot in remodels specifically because I felt I was getting the exact same item that I was seeing other people get, and yet, okay. But what we're going to talk about first is the frozen because that's what's happening right now, immediately, and what a lot of people, if you weren't around for last year's frozen party, then you're not aware of how this happens, okay? So, let's talk about surprise penny frozen items. All right. It seems this happens once a year. Please feel free. I know this isn't a discussion because I'm pre-recording it, but let me know if you feel differently, okay? And I'm talking about a mass amount of frozen pennying, all right? Not just one item, you know what I'm saying, or two. Okay. So, last year, oh goodness, we had a very similar situation. And all of a sudden, now it was happening on Mondays last year. So I encourage everybody to be checking. I'm checking Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay. So all of a sudden, there were a number of frozen items that were pennying. All right. And so everybody's running out to get them. There was no consistency on what stores. It literally was just store by store. Your miles may vary. Even at the individual stores, which I felt like it all went the same last time, but this time, anyways, this is all very inconsistent. But if you figure out how to pinpoint it, then you can get your penny food. All right. So I'm going to link, I don't know if I have one or two videos from last year. So I'm going to link them below so you can see us getting it last year. It seems to be this is just freezer reset time. So for whatever reason, okay, Purdue, maybe they are no longer, and I'm sorry, no, frozen or cooler seems to be going twice a year. I'm sorry. Okay. Twice a year. We have like the whole lunch meat, like where we had all the armor, depending on the locations, the eckerage went, okay? Then we ran into the frozen stuff going, okay? This time it was a lot of the cheeses. It was a lot of Kraft. You'll notice there, if you still have Kraft, it's very minimal. Okay. So I think those are specific companies not renewing their contract or their lease or whatever for that space, right? So they brought in a different company, better prices. I don't know. You'll notice there's Borden cheeses now, at least for me, pretty much across the board. You don't see hardly any Kraft. So pretty much that vendor, I assume, didn't re-sign for that space. All right. Get to the freezer section now. We have some similar stuff coming up. Last time there were pizzas. This time there's some pizzas. It was Red Baron. This time, well, and there was DiGiorno. So I think that this is more of a, yeah, it's different products coming in. You noticed a lot of the Purdue stuff went out. So, you know, I would assume, okay, Purdue wasn't making as much, so they only renewed their contract for 2 spaces versus 6 spaces. And that's why not all the Purdue stuff went, but the majority of it went. All right. Red Baron, the big fat box pizza. Yeah. I got some of those last time, and I don't see them around here anymore. I assume those specific pizzas weren't selling. So they got rid of those. All right. But these are happening at similar times. It was May 22 that this all happened with the freezer. And we're in May 23, and this is all happening with the freezer. So you need to keep track of that. A big thing with finding pennies is knowing their pennies before seeing this video or the next video or the video from yesterday. To be successful, you've got to be proactive, all right? You really have to learn this and learn to find them yourself And then you're not going to have as much competition if you're getting out there before other people are even getting word of it. Okay? So my suggestion to you is to obviously take and enter all the UPCs, okay, into your list on your app. On your list, if they are all zeros, then I would obviously be scanning, which you would have already scanned them individually, and it will show you if it's an actual penny. But do not go off of the list if it shows zero, because that could just mean they're out of it. All right? So it actually has to scan a penny or zero when you put in the UPC. Okay. Once you've added everything to the list, and it doesn't even have to be everything, but a big majority of it. I know more have came out, and I'm just going to share with you what I have. But there are a number of items, and the stores are going to flip kind of like maybe not. So they're going to flip in different rounds. That's what it did last year. So the first week, this happened, and whatever. 3 stores within 20 miles of me flipped. All right. The following week, the same day, then 4 more of those stores flipped. And then the third week, and then the fourth week. So that's how it staggered. Okay? So just because your store is full price right now, that's actually a good thing, because that means they haven't pennied yet. But they're going to, because we already have seen this across the country. For whatever reason, all of these Purdue things are no longer going to be sold at Dollar General. The big old fatty deep dish Red Baron, no longer going to be sold. The traditional crust Supreme DiGiorno, no longer going to be sold. So this is something that I feel like we get lucky a couple times a year. But it's good to keep track of this so that you don't have to wait. Okay? Gives you a better chance. All right. Frozen food, when it comes to remodels, is completely different, because frozen food at remodels, it does not penny. Frozen food goes half price. It does not go any lower. Now, I'm not saying that individual store won't say, hey, get it out. We've got to pull these freezers. We'll sell it an additional half off or whatever. But it's not something that flips with the rest of the remodel items. Frozen food does not flip to a penny for remodels. Couple times a year, we've got a freezer section going. We've got a cooler section going for a regular penny. But it's staggering weekly with stores. Okay. Next up would be remodel penny food that's out on the shelves, that's not in the cooler or the freezer. And that is also a whole nother situation, because there's multiple food sections that, okay, you've got the dollar food section, snack section. Some stores, it's all in one big section. Some stores, it's split up in 2 sections. Some of it, it's not just dollar snacks, but there's also the variety packs or the combo packs or whatever, okay? You've also got the healthy food section, and depending on the store, there may be, that middle aisle section with the healthy food, or it is to the left or right of the registers, within an aisle or 2 of your chips and your peanuts and your beef jerkies and stuff like that. You've got your core remodel pennies that are just, core means they're there all year round. They're reordered. They're core. They're on the shelf. Not in the seasonal aisles, not in the come and go. They're there. So you've got, your things like cereal, cookies, hot chocolate. Now, the hot chocolate hasn't been going for me lately, I don't think, but that doesn't mean, because I think it flipped clearance. But yeah, we've had a variety of different food items, dry food items go, that are just on the shelf as well. But sometimes that food that's supposed to be in those certain sections, it's not actually in those sections. So instead of being in the dollar section with the rest of the snack foods, it's in the actual snack section where stuff's higher priced. Or like I said, the corn nuts, instead of being in the dollar snack section, it's actually with the nuts. There's is it Tillamook beef jerky. That's the healthy beef jerky that should be in the healthy section, but a lot of times it's mixed in the beef jerky section. So when you're trying to keep track of, think about your dollar snack section. I don't know, it could have upwards of 50 items, maybe more. Yeah. I mean, it's got a decent amount of stuff in it. And then I don't know, when they separate the sections, honestly, I need to go back and look at videos and pictures. But there's the dollar chips, and there's, so I feel like it's usually the chips and stuff can be, anyways, you have to study your sections when it comes to food, because that food could really be anywhere in the store. And they don't even know it. All right? It's like the NCI gift party section or whatever. It could be anywhere in the store and they don't even realize it. So you need to study your dollar section, snacks, food, your combo packs. You need to study your cereals, your cookies, your crackers, and that's why every remodel, you have to literally dig into that remodel, because every remodel can be different. And just because you got those whatever chips at the last store doesn't mean they went at the next store. So you really have to know what you're looking for and how easily it can get mixed in, where it normally gets mixed in, because that helps a lot. Because we know our DGs aren't necessarily in great order. So a lot of this stuff we can find if we're not just looking where it's supposed to be. We need to be looking where else it could be. And it's usually there. I'm just saying. I mean, not all the time, but okay. So remodel penny food. Obviously, I'm going over it with our ending to the chaos in Manuka. I've got the ending of that, and I'll have the food round up on it. And then this one, I'm going to give the frozen, what I got frozen and UPCs on this, so that you can get them in, so that you can start tracking your stores. And you've got to keep track of them, because, I'm sorry, I don't mean to yell. Okay. You've got to keep track of them. So like the ones that went last week, whatever, make a list. And if you don't know, then you don't know. But then you need to start a list this week, because it's going to stagger. And 3 weeks from now, you don't want to be going to the store that it pennied 2 weeks ago. It's going to be gone. Okay. So you need to get whatever your, I do screenshots to keep track of it. Some people literally, of course, she has a spreadsheet, because she is like very organized, like myself. And so some people have spreadsheets. Some people keep receipts and write on that, keep the receipt so they know. Some people do screenshots. Some people, you just remember. I don't know. But make sure you're keeping track of what stores already are a penny, so that you're not going for looking at them next week or the week after, and you already missed out 2 weeks ago. Okay. Yay for food pennies. The best, especially frozen. So, per normal, huge shout out to Alicia Savings. She posted the actual list. That's why I love you. You are wonderful. And visuals. So I didn't have to go through and take pictures of all the items and barcodes. And also because I didn't get everything. My stores didn't have all of the items, or they didn't have all of them as pennies. So here I'm pinning, link below. Check out Alicia's newest video. Peace, love, pennies. Good luck.